Hello, welcome back to Rabbits Forever. Today I wanted to tell you guys more about when to evaluate your animals and why. So, today I have the daughter of Dahlia and Moose and the son of Dahlia and Moose. He's already pretty much posed up for the most part. And so let's get into it. So, I start posing my bunnies when they're about 2 weeks of age, just because A, it gets them used to it. I'm not actually doing any evaluating other than maybe like, hey, this animal is absolutely no good, and then I will cull it out. And that's just if they have something just disfigured, or if you're doing a spotted animal, like something that is a marked animal, then most people will cull out of the nesting box if they're mismarked, if they're if they're Charlies. A lot of people cull Charlies. If they're sports, which means they're solid color like this, when they're supposed to be marked. So marked is something like a checkered giant, an English spot, a Dutch. There's a couple more in there too, but those breeders typically cull right out of the nesting box because it keeps the genes more, I don't really know what word to use for it, but almost pure, because then they're all marked animals. But for these guys, it's only if there's something severely wrong. But I start posing them at 2 weeks old, and the older they get, the more I evaluate them. I start taking photos and stuff at about 4 weeks, just to see how their progress is going. These two have stayed relatively the same all throughout their life. Like this boy, he's actually gained even more depth the older he's gotten, which is incredible. But, just gorgeous. I can't wait to get him on the show tables next month. Same with her. These two are probably my two keepers. More than likely my two keepers. And this doe, she honestly hasn't changed a lot. I've had high hopes for her ever since I started taking photos. I think both are going to do amazing as one falls off the table. This isn't a very high table. As you can see, my knees are all the way up. Yeah, as you see her, she looks almost identical to her mom. Maybe a little bit more depth, but that width and everything. Honestly, I love her type, but the whole reason I bred my sire and my dam is because I wanted that head shape. The buck has a better crown overall, but it's slipped a little bit, and the doe has a very strong crown up top, but it's a little pinched. So I am hoping that they kind of equal each other out. This little boy needs to figure out where his feet are going. But I hope that helps. I wouldn't fully evaluate for anything really until they're about 9 to 12 weeks old. If you have room, keep them even longer, especially if you have smaller breeds, because the smaller breeds tend to pop. Like their heads pop, their bodies pop, and they usually don't. That usually doesn't happen until after 12 weeks of age. But yeah, it all depends on how much room you have and how experienced you are and what you're looking for. Like I've said in previous videos, for these guys, I would sell due to ear shape. Like her ear shape is okay. I wish it was more like this buck's, and I'm talking about the width between here and here, or the front of the ear and the back of the ear. And that's just little tips that I've picked up through the years. And I mean, these guys I've just started breeding, so I'm still learning a ton. Like today I learned how to tell whether they're going to have a wide muzzle or a narrow muzzle. And this girl, she's gonna be gorgeous. She's gonna have a nice and wide muzzle, because see how squared off that muzzle is? That usually means they're going to have wide, massive heads. But if it's pinched, like this boy, his isn't pinched by any means, but he is going to have a more narrow muzzle than what she will. But it's just little tips and tricks that you'll learn how to judge younger animals, so that way you don't have to keep them until they're 6 months old to tell whether they're quality or not. Like these guys, I will probably be selling or culling my other doe here in the next week or two, just because these two are more than likely my keepers. They've been my keepers ever since about 3 weeks old, and they've continued to show promise all the way up until 9 weeks. That's what they are now. So just the longer you can keep your bunnies, the better, honestly. But if you don't have the room, ask for people's help online. Take pictures of your animals posed, and post it up and ask their opinions on them, because sometimes you get expert breeders who've been breeding that breed for years and years and years. And I wish I had this in a Holland Lop right here, because this is beautiful. If you're a Holland Lop breeder, I am sorry, because that was probably really ugly to you guys, but I thought it was cute. So, but yeah, I hope this helps. You guys have a great day, and thank you for watching.